In the vast, silent expanse of space, the Stardust Drifter glided like a silver stingray across the cosmic night sea. Inside the command deck, the soft blue glow from the holographic screens illuminated Jax Kaelen's focused face. The wrinkles around his eyes spoke of years of wandering and difficult decisions. Beside him, Elara Vance kept her gaze fixed on the ancient star map displayed on the main screen. Its intricate patterns and strange symbols seemed to whisper secrets long forgotten across millennia. "Kael, what's the system status?" Jax's gravelly voice broke the silence. A melodic electronic voice echoed throughout the ship. "All systems are functioning optimally. Captain, we are on the calculated trajectory. Estimated time to the edge of the Cygnus X-1 Nebula, 12 hours. Cygnus X-1 Nebula. Even the name sounds dangerous." Elara murmured, her slender finger gently brushing over the strange symbols on the screen. "This is a region even veteran navigators tread carefully. Unpredictable magnetic storms, spatial anomalies, and stories of ships disappearing without a trace." Jax smirked. "Which is exactly why you need an experienced captain like me, Vance, and a swift ship like the Stardust Drifter." He affectionately ran his hand across the control panel. "This baby's gotten me out of more trouble than I can count." Elara smiled faintly. She had spent months tracking Jax, studying his record. Despite his reputation as a reckless maverick, sometimes operating outside the law, Jax possessed extraordinary piloting skills and a keen survival instinct. More importantly, she sensed in him a hidden curiosity about the mysteries of the universe, even if he tried to bury it beneath a cold exterior. "This map," Elara began, her voice growing serious, "it's unlike any star chart I've ever seen. The constellations are arranged in a different order. And these symbols, they don't match any known galactic language." Kael interjected. "Linguistic analysis indicates the symbols exhibit complex structures and high symbolic abstraction. It is likely they represent a written form of an unknown precursor civilization. Which is precisely why it's invaluable," Elara said, her eyes lighting up with the passion of an archaeologist. "If this map is authentic, it could lead us to a discovery of cosmic significance, an insight into a long-forgotten history of the universe." Jax sighed, rubbing his temple. "Sounds exciting, but you know these so-called cosmic discoveries usually come with cosmic-level trouble. Last time I signed up for one of these discoveries, we almost got caught in the gravitational pull of a rogue black hole. But we made it out," Elara countered, a mischievous smile playing at her lips. "And you had a great story to tell." "Yeah, after I spent 3 weeks recovering in a medical bay," Jax grumbled, "but this time is different. The Cygnus X-1 Nebula isn't friendly territory. There are rumors of space pirates operating in the region, ones who don't hesitate to attack any ship that wanders into their domain. We'll be cautious," Elara reassured him. "We have you, legendary Captain Jax Kaelen, and the nimble Stardust Drifter. I believe we can handle whatever comes our way." Jax looked at Elara, a flicker of something unreadable in his eyes. He wasn't sure if her confidence was naive or simply unshakable faith. Either way, her passion was beginning to chip away at the layers of doubt he'd built over the years. "All right, Vance," Jax said, his tone softening slightly. "We'll go to your mysterious star system. But on one condition." "What condition?" Elara asked, a hint of suspicion in her voice. "If we see even the slightest sign of danger, any indication that this is a trap or a suicide mission, we turn back." No discussion. Elara was silent for a moment, staring deep into Jax's storm-gray eyes. She knew that this condition came not only from caution but from some deep-rooted fear in his past. "I agree," she finally said. "Our safety comes first." With the agreement established, the tension in the control room eased. Jax focused on piloting the ship as it glided through massive clouds of dust and gas within the Cygnus X-1 Nebula. The strange light from the nebula bathed the space around Stardust Drifter in mesmerizing hues of deep violet, emerald green, and fiery crimson. Elara continued studying the ancient star map, trying to decipher the mysteries hidden within. Kael silently monitored the ship's systems, occasionally offering short analyses and warnings. Time passed slowly in the stillness of space. As the Stardust Drifter ventured deeper into the nebula, strange phenomena began to occur. The ship's sensors registered abnormal energy fluctuations and brief gravitational fields that defied all known laws. Light from nearby stars bent in unnatural ways, creating breathtaking optical illusions. "Captain, I've detected an unusual structure ahead." Kael's voice rang out, laced with a hint of unease. "It does not resemble any natural celestial object we've ever recorded." A holographic image appeared on the main display. It showed a massive, intricate geometric structure floating in space like an enormous sculpture. Its surface emitted soft, pulsing lights, and strange patterns ran along its form, resembling the veins of a colossal cosmic organism. Elara gasped, Is this our target?" Jax narrowed his eyes, staring at the image. "I've never seen anything like this. It's not in any known astronomical database. Maybe that's why this map is so valuable," Elara said, her voice trembling with excitement. "It's leading us to something entirely new, something never discovered before." But her excitement quickly shifted to concern as Kael spoke again. "Captain, I'm detecting energy signals emanating from the structure. They are unstable and appear to be hostile." Jax tightened his grip on the controls. "Kael, raise the shields. Elara, prepare for anything. Looks like our adventure is just beginning." Stardust Drifter continued its approach toward the mysterious structure, gliding past glittering clouds of interstellar dust. The closer they got, the more details emerged, complex patterns and a surreal beauty that felt otherworldly. Yet an increasing sense of unease crept in, as though they were entering the domain of an ancient and unknowable force. One that might welcome them with grand secrets, or greet them with unfathomable peril. From the void, a whisper seemed to call out, promising a discovery that could change history, or a death lost in the darkness of space. As the Stardust Drifter approached the enigmatic geometric structure, an unsettling feeling permeated the control cabin. The pulsating light from the structure cast eerie shadows and dazzling streaks across the ship. The sensors continuously sounded alarms, detecting increasingly intense and unpredictable energy fluctuations. "Kael, analyze the origin and nature of those signals," Jax ordered, his voice tense. He gripped the control stick tightly, striving to keep the ship stable amidst the anomalous energy fields. "Initiating analysis." "Captain," Kael responded, its AI voice tinged with a tension Elara had never heard before. "The signals do not conform to any known physical laws. They exhibit complex structures, almost as if they possess consciousness." Elara shuddered. "Consciousness? What do you mean, Kael?" "I'm detecting recurring patterns, intricate sequences of information. It's akin to a language," Kael explained, "but not one we've ever deciphered." "Then what is that structure?" Jax inquired, his eyes fixed on the increasingly magnified image of the structure. "A ship? A space station? Or something entirely different?" "I'm uncertain, Captain," Kael admitted. "Its material composition doesn't align with any known elements on the periodic table. It appears almost organic, yet it maintains perfect geometric symmetry." Elara felt an inexplicable urge, a compulsion to touch, to comprehend this mysterious structure. The symbols on the ancient map seemed to resonate with its pulsating light. "We must get closer," she said, her voice resolute. "Perhaps those signals. Perhaps it's attempting to communicate with us." Jax glanced at Elara, skepticism evident on his face. "Communicate? Vance, do you hear what you're saying? That thing could be a trap, an ancient weapon, or worse. But we've come too far," Elara countered. "We can't turn back when the secret lies right before us. This map, it led us here for a reason. That reason might be a deadly trap." Jax muttered, yet he couldn't deny that Elara's curiosity, and his own, had been piqued. He couldn't resist the strange allure of the structure before them. "Kael, establish a cautious approach trajectory," Jax commanded. "Maintain maximum shields and prepare for any eventuality. Elara, keep your eyes peeled for any anomalies." "Understood," Elara replied, her gaze unwavering from the structure growing larger on the screen. "Acknowledged, Captain," Kael said, initiating approach sequence. The Stardust Drifter slowly advanced toward the enigmatic structure. As they drew nearer, the surface details became clearer. Luminous lines seemed to shift and flow like energy currents. Certain areas appeared to open up, revealing pitch-black voids within the structure. Suddenly, The energy signals intensified, enveloping the Stardust Drifter. The control cabin screens flickered wildly, and a piercing sound echoed. Shields are under immense pressure, Kael warned. The structure's energy output is surging. Jax gritted his teeth, struggling to maintain control as the ship trembled violently. What's happening? I'm not certain, Captain, Kael responded. It seems the structure is reacting to our presence. It's emitting a powerful energy field. Elara clung to the handrail, feeling a strange energy coursing through her spine. Her mind swirled, and fragmented images flashed. Ancient symbols from the map, unfamiliar faces, visions of a once glorious but now extinct civilization. I'm seeing images, she murmured. Memories, not mine. Jax and Kael turned to Elara in surprise. What are you saying, Vance? Jax asked. Images of those who created this structure. Elara continued, her voice becoming distant. They were highly advanced, immensely powerful, but something happened to them. A catastrophe. Suddenly, a blinding light emanated from the structure, engulfing the Stardust Drifter. All systems on the ship shut down, plunging the control cabin into silent darkness. Kael, what's going on? Jax shouted into the darkness. No response. Kael remained eerily silent. Kael, Jax called again, his voice filled with concern. Still no answer. The Stardust Drifter drifted freely in space, surrounded by the structure's strange pulsating light. Elara felt an uncanny connection to it, as if an invisible thread bound her to a lost past. As the light gradually dimmed, the ship's systems began to flicker back to life. Kael's voice returned, weakly. Systems overloaded by energy surge. Attempting to reboot. Are we okay? Jax asked, rubbing his eyes. Physically, yes, Elara replied. But I feel something has changed. She looked out the window at the massive structure hovering before them. Its light seemed softer now, and the patterns on its surface appeared to reorganize into more complex images. I think it's trying to communicate with me, Elara said, astonished. The images, the emotions, it's transmitting them into my mind. Jax looked at Elara, his skepticism giving way to amazement. Are you saying that an inanimate structure can communicate? It's not inanimate. Elara shook her head. It's a different form of life. A consciousness we've never encountered. And I believe it needs our help. Suddenly, a series of new signals appeared on the screen, entirely different from the previous chaotic energy readings. They had a clear structure, resembling notes in a complex symphony. Kael, are you receiving these signals? Jax asked. Yes, Captain, Kael responded. They are stable and appear orderly. It resembles a response. Elara closed her eyes, focusing on the emotions and images flooding her mind. She sensed profound loneliness, endless sorrow, but also a faint glimmer of hope. It has lost its creators, Elara said, opening her eyes. A terrible event, a darkness consumed them. And it's alone, waiting for someone to hear its echo. Jax gazed at the colossal structure before them, now appearing less threatening and more sorrowful. He began to feel a strange empathy for this mysterious entity. So what should we do? He asked Elara. Elara looked at Jax, her eyes shining with newfound determination. We must answer its echo. We must show it that it's not alone. In the silent control chamber of the Stardust Drifter, Elara closed her eyes, trying to connect with the complex signals emitted by the massive alien structure hovering ahead. Jax paced anxiously, his eyes never leaving her, occasionally glancing at the holographic screen where Kael's pulsating image analyzed unending data streams. Anything, Vance? Jax asked softly, his voice full of concern. Elara trembled slightly. It's like a flow, Captain. Countless emotions, memories, but no clear order. Like a symphony that hasn't been played. Kael spoke up, the AI's voice tinged with excitement. The signal patterns are changing. Captain, I'm detecting new recurring clusters. It appears the structure is responding to Ms. Vance's communication attempt. Jax halted, skeptical, responding how? Is it dangerous? No hostile signs for now, Kael assured, but the energy remains highly unstable. Elara let out a faint groan, sinking deeper into the connection. Vague images flashed through her mind and flickered in the air around her, strange towering architectures. Graceful beings with shimmering skin moving elegantly. Radiant cities bathed in multicolored light from distant suns. They're very artistic. She whispered in awe. Music, architecture, everything is filled with beauty. Jax asked doubtfully, "Who are they, Vance? Where did they go?" Elara's voice choked. There was a silence after everything. A deep sadness. Kael interjected, "I'm cross-referencing the visuals with known precursor civilizations. No matches found. This is a completely new discovery." On the holographic screen, complex symbols began to arrange into more structured patterns. Kael focused on one specific symbol, magnifying its internal structure. Another screen displayed strange musical notes and unusual sheet music, seemingly linked to energy signals. "Captain, I believe we're making a breakthrough," Kael announced. The symbols appear to follow a musical structure. Each symbol corresponds to an energy frequency, a note. Jax looked surprised. Music? Vance was right, it's a symphony. Elara softly hummed a strange melody she sensed. This melody, it speaks of creation, of growth, and then, a deep note, disruption. "I'm attempting to reconstruct the sequence of notes," said Kael. "Perhaps we can understand part of their story." Suddenly, Elara screamed in horror, jolting awake from the connection. She gasped for breath, cold sweat covering her face. "The darkness. I saw the darkness. It consumed them." Jax rushed to her side, worry in his voice. "Darkness? What are you talking about, Vance?" Elara shook her head, panicked. Something terrible. It's unlike anything we know. It came from the void, and took everything." Kael asked with concern, "Ms. Vance, please remain calm. Can you describe it in more detail?" Elara shook her head again. "No, I can't explain it. Just absolute emptiness, and overwhelming terror." Elara stood firm, her eyes filled with resolve. Jax placed a hand on her shoulder, a silent gesture of support. Kael's holographic image pulsed steadily. Elara looked toward the alien structure. "We have to understand what happened. We have to know what caused that darkness." Jax asked skeptically, "You think we can do something? Confront whatever destroyed an entire civilization?" Elara replied, voice full of determination, "We have to try, Captain. We owe them that, and maybe we can stop it from happening again." Kael agreed, "I concur. We will continue analyzing the signals. Perhaps within their symphony lies a clue to confronting the darkness." After the horrifying visions of the darkness that Elara sensed, the Stardust Drifter plunged into the black void of space, carrying with it an invisible fear. They journeyed to the final remnants of a lost civilization on a desolate planet, where crumbling structures radiated a sense of sorrow and despair. Elara and Jax cautiously explored the ruins, with Kael supporting them remotely, his AI voice solemn amidst the silence. Deep underground, Elara touched a pulsating crystal, and memories of the final war surged into her mind, energy weapons of mass destruction. Desperate spiritual resistance, all futile against the encroaching darkness. A warning echoed in her thoughts. Their curiosity might have awakened a slumbering force. As the Stardust Drifter departed the dead planet, strange, distorted entities emerged from the void and attacked. Jax masterfully piloted the ship through volleys of energy blasts, while Kael strained to maintain the trembling shields. After the harrowing battle, one truth became clear. The darkness was no longer a distant memory. Elara stood at a crossroads: continue pursuing the truth and risk fully awakening the threat, or flee to protect what remains. Jax, though concerned, trusted Elara's instincts. Kael, after analyzing countless scenarios, offered cautious advice but did not oppose their resolve. They plunged into the abyss of space, where the darkness seemed to gather strength. Stars flickered out like extinguished candles, and planets were swallowed into nothingness. Perhaps they would find the last survivors, hidden in the shadows, clinging to a fragile hope of resistance. An inevitable confrontation awaited. Elara would need to unlock all her psychic potential. Jax would have to fight to his last breath, and Kael might be forced to make painful decisions to protect his companions. Their fate, and perhaps that of the entire universe, hung in the balance within the void of darkness. After suffering losses and gaining deeper insight into the darkness, the Stardust Drifter set course for new horizons, carrying a fragile hope for aid. Elara, Jax, and Kael sought out other civilizations, telling the story of the spreading threat, facing skepticism and fear, yet persisting in their search for allies. Drawing from ancient ruins, Elara and Kael tirelessly decoded the technology and wisdom of the lost civilization, hoping to discover a weapon or method to counter the darkness. On their arduous journey, they encountered strange species, ancient beings, and even mysterious survivors, each meeting adding a crucial piece to the puzzle of the coming war. Elara's abilities grew stronger, Jax learned to trust his intuition, and Kael surpassed the boundaries of artificial intelligence. As an alliance began to form, they rose to lead a battle for the future of the universe, a war fought not only with firepower, but with unity and hope. The fate of the galaxy hung suspended between light and darkness.